3, 2, 1. Oh boy, folks, the Roach back in the saddle again. You didn't even notice, but took a little time off. Banked a couple I never bank episodes, folks. Never. I tell you this a couple times a year, maybe. Like a week out. That's about it. This one we did 2. That's stretching my legs. That's tough for the Roach to do, I've got to say. And so I don't like doing it as much as you don't like that happening. And I hope you didn't really notice other than me bringing it up all the time. But we're back in the saddle. We've got 3, count them down, 3 more episodes from inside here, the Roach Motel, before we move over to the Comedy Store. I'm so excited. 3 more. I think we're going to have Chase in for an emergency one. If you want to see the Roach live, I want to thank everyone who came out to Omaha and to Des Moines. Hell of a time out there. And coming up, I will be in Boston this weekend, the 24th, 2 shows, 7 and 10 p.m. Laugh Boston. Come on out. TheJoshPotter.com is where you can get tickets. Alex, will you pull up TheJoshPotter.com for a second? Because I also have shows in September, and I want to double check on when and exactly where they are. Because I've been so focused on August that I don't even remember. Yes. Portland, Maine. I'll be there September 6th. So get your tickets at thejoshpotter.com. And then I'll be at Governor's on Long Island in New York. Long Island. That's September 7th, the next day. So thejoshpotter.com. Go get your tickets. And today I have one of my best buddies here in the old Roach Motel because I only want to have my friends in my house, to be quite honest with you. And also, he's going to be in Vancouver, up in British Columbia.
Yeah.
This weekend at the House of Comedy. It's Hormoz Rashidi, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, you excited for your big weekend coming up here?
Yeah, dude. I've been to Vancouver Island before, and I've performed there, but I've never performed in Vancouver.
Is Vancouver Island, like, in the United States?
No, it's all in Canada. It's my first time headlining in Canada. So
hell yeah, dude. Canada. Yeah. I hope I get
excited
to go back someday. So many Canadian Roaches reach out and they ask if I can come, and I say I'm too scared to try. I don't want to end up in one of their Mountie jails.
I say try to go with Tom on a show.
No, that would be the worst, and that's what I've avoided so far. Is because if I can't be, who's he going to get to do the show? If I can't get through, that's why he's never even risked it. The last time that I attempted to enter Canada was because he was doing a run of his tour up there, and he's like, can you get this fixed by like then? And I was like, maybe. And I tried, and I took a couple of steps, and I found out what it would take, and I have to go to an embassy, and I have to do this and that.
But you can also throw money at a lawyer to just do it.
Right. At the time, did not have any. At this time, not my priority monetarily. We'll see what happens once 3 episodes, count them down.
Yeah. Canada just has to make it such a demand for Josh Potter that you go through the procedure.
Right. Like if there was if Live Nation was like, holy hell, you can sell a bazillion tickets. Come on.
It was like a DUI, right? Is that what we're talking? Yeah.
Got one in 2009.
Yeah. And it's not anything like.
No, it was pled down to parking tickets in America. I mean, it's not even on my record.
Then how is it affecting you if it's not on your record? What are they saying?
Because in Canada, any alcohol related arrest makes one considered in undesirable.
But how do they see that?
It used to be 10 years on your thing because it's still on your thing as like an alcohol related arrest, but it's like pled down to like the sentence or what have you is parking tickets, or it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the consequence, but it still shows up on my thing as like charged with a DWAI.
How far away is like Canada from Buffalo?
10. You can hit it with a 6-iron from my old apartment. I've said it time.
So how about next time you go to Buffalo, you just try to go over the border?
Well, here's the risk you run with that. Risk you run with that. I've turned down opportunities to go up there many times. If you try, and you fail, that puts a flag even after you get it cleaned up. they'll still see that you had a failed attempt to get in there, and they'll pull your car over every time. Do I want to go through that? No.
But you're not going anyway. You're saying if I go and then they flag me, then in this hypothetical world where I'm not Josh Potter and I actually go through the procedure of getting it expunged, then I'm gonna get pulled over for a second.
Well, you're right. I do just have to do it, but I'm trying. It's just on a long list of things I really need to clean up as an adult man. So, and again, if the demand was crazy, let's try and sell some tickets here in the United States. What do you say, Boston? But before we, try to go up to Canada and sell some tickets. But nevertheless, I should do it, and I will.
Or all the Canadian fans buy all the tickets in Boston.
No, that would be terrible.
And then at the last second, return them.
These people
just to show Josh Potter.
These people don't have that kind of. I don't want them to use their money on that kind of thing. That would be terrible. Unless you're a billionaire.
That would be really bad.
That would be bad. Let's get into some sports. Lots in the sports world that we missed. So long, I love it.
What a theme song.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, whilst we had to bank there for that couple of weeks, something hit my radar, and I knew it was going to happen. Every time we have to do that, something comes about that makes me go, mother. And that's going to be beeped in the nice boy clock, I'm afraid. But I had it happen again, and it was a story I could not wait to talk about. And it involves a man that once, long ago, on one of my first appearances on Your Mom's House, I talked about this man, Reese Maguire. At the time, he was the catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the story of Reese Maguire?
No, I have not.
When he was in the minors, Reese Maguire one day decided to take a little stroll. Can you see if you can pull up Reese Maguire
in minor league baseball?
Yes. I'll tell you. Hold on. Pull up the original video.
Because you said he was
Reese
in the
Maguire body cam. See if that pulls up, or arrest or what have you. So Reese Maguire was in the minor leagues for, down in Florida doing whatever the hell they do. I don't know in what part of the system he was at the time. But he decided to take a little trip one morning to a Dollar General parking lot where
of course.
And he was seen by a person who called the police, and the police arrived and they arrested him for public indecency. Now, at the time, I still do, I take up arms for him. I defend him because here was the thing. In those minor league systems, and they've since amended this, they have them basically like slaves in quarters. Like, they're stacked on top of each other. There's like 4 guys to a 2-bedroom shitty apartment.
Bunk beds.
Yeah, it's crazy. So there's never any privacy for these poor guys. They give them improper lodging. And so he just was looking for like some little peace of mind, and he made a mistake. Right. He's a kid. He's like, at the time, I can't remember how old he was during the time of his arrest, but he's very young. He's still very young. I think he's maybe only 24. I'm not sure if you can do a fact check on that. I've got you doing a lot of things.
Did he buy anything from the Dollar General?
Because I don't even know if the Dollar General was open yet.
I think you shouldn't be just using their parking lot without being a proprietor of their business.
That's a good point. It's like using the bathroom. You should buy like a candy bar or something, and then you can use the bathroom. That's a good point.
He's 29.
He's 29. So this is 3 years ago or so that the original incident happened. So
now that I see his face and I know that he says the N-word a lot, I feel different about how
I'm not going to put that on poor Reese. Well, anywho, so time has been since passed, and he's plays now for the Boston Red Sox.
America's team.
And he has to still, now he plays in the major leagues. And this story about him, despite the fact that he has been in the major leagues this amount of time, it still is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think, does this come up? Every time he sees somebody, they know about this. This was a big story. It was on TMZ. Play the arrest, by the way. Let's play that before we play the new one.
Officer, is there any, is it for sure going to court kind of thing, or?
The simple fact is it's a misdemeanor. They're public. I got people that saw it, and we saw it every morning.
God.
misdemeanor. It's just whether or not you go down to jail and you get booked in for a misdemeanor, or would we say, hey, this person's reputable enough that we can give them a
court date,
when and where to be, and not have to give them a bond or something.
Fuck, dude.
Released on their own cognizance from the scene, and they just are expected to come back and
I understand.
or whatever.
I understand.
Fuck, man. Aren't you having like secondary like sadness for him at all?
For sure. It's so cringy.
It's like, I mean, how would you ever masturbate ever again? I don't know if I could ever touch my penis again. Just because I'll remember this moment. Every time I nut, I'm going to think about that one nut that got me, just fucked my life.
What a weird seatbelt. The seatbelt was like designed to keep him from going to the other side of the car.
They just got to take him in and out real fast. They can't and it'll restrain him enough. The cops.
That's such a funny seatbelt.
They don't give him seatbelts in the other cop cars anyway. I feel like it's just, they got to restrain the sex offender. But boy, oh boy, I mean, like.
Jerking off in the car. Oh.
Dude, I mean, who hasn't jerked off in their car?
I haven't.
You've never jerked off driving?
No. I've gotten my dick sucked driving.
What if you got that? I mean, that's the other thing. If you've had sex with anyone in a car and the cops come, they've told me, I've gotten caught like in high school or what have you, but it's because you're in high school, they let you go. But if two adults were fucking in a car, you'd probably get with the same rap that Reese Maguire got. He was just having sex with himself, that's all.
Yeah, that's true. It could happen to any of us.
I mean, yeah, and it's one of those things, it's like, he wasn't doing it in front of a school, you know what I'm saying? That's a different story, you know, if you're in your car at a certain place, but he did get caught, people saw it, and
yeah, that's the thing. Maybe he was into that.
And again,
maybe that's part of his kink.
You could, well, no, I don't think that's the thing. I don't think this is not a habitual thing of his. He literally was forced. He could not jerk off in the confines of his living situation.
Sitting and masturbating in a white Mercedes SUV. That doesn't sound like a slave quarter. Had to go. It was a rental car?
Yes.
So, I mean, just go to the bathroom, dog. You know? Sorry, Reese.
I mean, yeah, but you're 25. You make stupid
29,
decisions.
I think we said.
No, 29 currently.
Oh.
At the time, it was
25.
February 7th, 2020.
Yeah.
He was 25. He's a fucking baseball player. He's not Einstein.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a matter of like, maybe he's like, I don't want to be called gay. I don't want to be called gay here. Like, getting caught jerking off. So now we're fast forward here to 2024, and something else has occurred with this incident, and people have not forgotten. And during a scuffle between the Rockies and the Red Sox, people are now talking shit about it. And this is the first evidence we've received of people talking shit to him about it. So I'm thinking this must happen to this guy all of the time. So Cal Quantrill savagely trolling him. Let's see if you can read the lips here. It was during the top of the fourth inning on Thursday. This is at the time Thursday's Rockies Red Sox matinee at Coors Field. The Colorado hurler got out of a 2-out jam by inducing a fly out to center from Boston's Reese Maguire. But that's when things got heated. After getting the fly ball, Quantrill yelled and lifted up his leg in a moment of exhilaration, which seemed to upset Maguire. So Maguire's now pissed at him, who then stopped running toward first base and turned his attention to the pitcher. The two converged with catcher Jacob Stallings in the middle and jawed at each other when Quantrill appeared to mouth the words, "You jacked off in a fucking parking lot, you dumb fuck." Let's watch it. Okay, so I see it now. Can you go back?
No doubt that's what he says.
I'll rehearse it here. I'll give it to you. Go for it. Ready? You jerked off in a fucking parking lot, you dumb fuck. I was a little delayed. Damn it. But, man, I wish he did. I wish he did the jerk off motion. That would have made it just perfect. Oh, my God. Then they really got together. What do you say to that there, Reese? You can't really go, I'll do it on your mom next time. Like, what do you say? What do you respond?
You say you've never jerked off in a parking lot?
Yeah. I go, oh, just because you didn't get caught, I heard you jerk off in worse places, bitch. I don't know. I'd go, you'd have to come up with something great there. I got stuff for you, Reese, if you need writers, because I'm sure you get this all the time. Hormoz and I can come with some comebacks for you. You let us know who's been bad to you out there and who keeps bringing it up, and I will give you some quips to have at the ready. Hit me up. I've been on your team the whole time, Reese Maguire. Reach out to me. You know my Instagram. You know my email. Come on. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com. Get Reese Maguire some writers, and I will do it for very minimal money.
I've never heard of you until today. I was kind of on the other side, if I'm being honest, at first, but then Josh got me over onto your side. He can do that with more people too. I think we need to do a movement to get Reese on the pod.
I would love that. And we have some baseball player friends out there. I don't know if anybody takes up arms for this guy in the league. I don't know anybody out there who's like, Reese Maguire, chill, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know much about you other than this, but I am putting myself in your shoes. Someone who has been on the road. I lived in my car for almost 3 months on the road. And I remember being in a truck stop in Columbus, Ohio. And I thought, hell, I went into the back. I blacked out the back. I went in the back. I was hunched over. I wasn't like, showing.
You weren't under a blanket?
I was under a lot of things. I'm saying I was but I was hunched in the corner. I wasn't all like out and about in any capacity. And I was mortified about people finding out. And maybe he just, thought there's no one around, whatever, and some minivan with a lady pulled up, some Karen with a weird haircut, and she got glimpse of that hog of yours, which probably harder to conceal than mine. And, she called the police. I can understand. So please hit me up. Let me know, sir, and I can help you out. See, back when it happened, he first was charged with exposure of a sexual organ, a first-degree misdemeanor that's punishable with up to a year in jail. He pleaded no contest and got just a $450 fine.
Wow.
I think because he probably had a pretty good lawyer. The Blue Jays were like, oh, yeah. The two teams eventually emptied the dugouts, coming together along the first base line in what became a heated moment. Do you think that everyone came in there and they're like, how dare you fucking bring up the parking lot? How fucking
That's
dare
not
you?
Cool, bro.
Dude, you bring up the parking lot,
It could have been any of us.
Don't you dare bring up the parking lot, bro. They're all coming out there like, oh, fuck you, dude. Like, you haven't jerked off in a fucking parking lot, bitch.
You don't remember the minors, do you? You fucking bitch.
He had to stay in the bunk beds, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you probably jerked off in the minors.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably were jerking off in the fucking...
Yo, not cool, dude. Not cool. Don't bring up the parking lot, dude.
Imagine being like so close to being filthy rich, right? Because
it's like in the minors?
In the minors, it's like if they pull you up,
we're kind of living that life, I feel.
Right. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's a little better than sharing bunk beds with everybody. I mean, we've progressed past that, but there is stages to things, levels, just as there is in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
That game was crazy, too. I remember watching that game, and I didn't catch on. I saw Reese Maguire get into the scuffle, and you always go to your mind when you see Reese Maguire, at least I do. You go, I wonder if the announcer's going to say something, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Somebody has to.
I put my thing on here, pal. There you go. Yeah, just be like, and Reese Maguire's up at the plate. If you recall, he was arrested for masturbating in a parking lot. There's the pitch. 0-1 the count. Yeah, he got charged for masturbating in a parking lot, partner. Who among us has not done that? Of course, he went on to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If he's on like third base, you could, he's charging home plate.
Yeah,
much like he was charged.
Yeah,
with masturbating in public,
swing and a miss, kind of like when he came in that parking lot, and had to go to jail for it. You think he touches his penis, partner? I don't know. I'll ever touch mine again after that. No ejections were handed out after the moment fraught with tension. I did watch that game, though, and the Rockies won that game 20-7. It was such a wild game.
Mark McGuire must be, like, so embarrassed.
Well, there's, that's so funny. Like, what if there are other sex offenders in Major League Baseball? Wander Franco being a notable one. He went to prom with a girl in high school. Like, went to prom with her, posted the pictures, or allowed the pictures to be posted at the very least. And people are like, so Wander Franco's girlfriend is in high school? And people started going like, maybe we should look into this a little bit. So people went to his house, police, authorities, if you will, and Wander Franco was nowhere to be found. And it took a long time to find Wander Franco. He was wandering somewhere, and it was a secret. There it is right there. Yeah, it like got posted that it was his, that he went to like prom with her or something wild like that.
Crazy.
But allegedly he is under investigation, or at the very least, like,
is he
under
still
arrest.
playing?
No, he like fled the country. Like,
oh, really?
In
So
the middle of the season, like he was just all of a sudden gone. It was like, and
so
he was.
Nobody knows where he is.
I don't know what the update is. Does it say it
As
there?
of 4 days ago, the father of the alleged victim is to seek dismissal of charges, according to The Athletic.
But do they have him in custody? Is the question. I don't know if they ever found him. I thought he just fled to the Dominican Republic or something. But
yeah, apparently he was in a Dominican courtroom this past Wednesday.
oh, they got him there.
Yeah, they got him in the DR, but apparently he was all smiles as he exited the Dominican courtroom on Wednesday. His high-profile legal battle taking yet another turn as it's delayed till September.
If you're the father of that girl, they're like, I don't care. She's dating a professional baseball player.
He's fully charged with sexual
We
abuse
live
in the DR.
we have a dirt floor.
The father's trying to drop the charges, right?
Yeah. That's so wild. I'm just, obviously it's in jest. This is a comedy show,
Yeah.
folks. Don't fucking think I would do that to
It's
my
like
dog.
in Afghanistan, the father would be stoked too.
Exactly. Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying. They're
yeah.
like, this is our lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Right here. Please, Lord, don't press charges. Let him play in the league. I'll write a letter to the commissioner myself.
He can wander anywhere he wants.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say their lawyer said some crazy shit about Wander Franco. He said, we never had the intention of harming him, and the father understood because Wander is a source of pride for our country. He's an excellent prospect and an excellent export of Dominican baseball, and that's why from the beginning we've advocated for no prison.
If this was in like the 60s, no one would even say boo about this, because it's like basically like this is the chick that Elvis ended up marrying.
Yeah,
This
or
is the
80s.
same- yeah.
80s Woody Allen put out
Well, yeah.
Manhattan. And he was
Exactly.
dating a high school girl.
That
in
one's creepier, but at least it was like, I mean, even like the creepiest one is Jerry Lee Lewis. He was like fucking a 13-year-old who happened to also be his cousin.
Yeah.
And people were like, hey, Great Balls of Fire, pretty good song.
Yeah, that's it. Just
Yeah,
that
we're
people
like, hey,
loved that song so much.
Yeah,
They're like,
exactly.
It's fine.
They did not give a shit back
How
then.
old was Elvis's wife?
She was like 14 when they met.
Yeah, it's
Crazy. So Wander Franco, he's just a throwback. And to that guy, he's like the hero of our country, like wants
crazy,
to court my daughter. She's got her period. He's fine by me. That's what he said, probably. Anywho, football is...
That's not what you said. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
I'm putting myself in the immigrant shoes.
yeah. Josh thinks it's fucked up, but
I think it's no civilized country would allow that to happen, but who knows what's going on? I'm digging it deeper. I'm excited for football. Pretty soon I'll have something to direct my emotions toward that aren't real, things like that. I'll be able to be excited about something that doesn't truly matter, and I can be sad about it as well. And one man who always makes me sad when it comes to football is Travis Kelce, because he's always beating us in the playoffs, and he's Santino's best buddy. Came to the Comedy Store. I think he gave everyone COVID.
I'd be cool with him if he moved to any other team too. I hate the Chiefs.
Well, now, I mean, I used to not mind the Chiefs. I used to like the Chiefs.
No.
But here's the thing about them. They're just the new Patriots to me. And Mahomes is throwing passes behind his back now. It's like, just throw the ball, dude. I'm sick of this fucking horse shit. Stop. This isn't Harlem Globetrotters. Just throw the ball. I'm so fucking annoyed.
He's too fucking good.
But-
I've always hated the Chiefs. So.
And that's the thing. It's like they're the new villain. They're the Kylo Ren of my life. I mean, Darth Vader was the New England Patriots for so many years. He's dead. We threw him down the reactor chamber. And now we have Kylo Ren, I suppose, the new order. And Travis Kelce, though, he's just so irredeemable to me sometimes. I mean, I don't care about the Taylor Swift stuff. He just makes me cringe on occasion. You know what I mean? He's made me stop shotgunning beers publicly because he does it so atrociously and it looks so cringe. I go, oh boy, is that what it's made me look in the mirror a little harsher.
Yeah.
You know? I do it like a gentleman. Of course, I'm so much better than him at it. But still, him doing it and then spiking it down and so it's just
That's just Gronk impression. He's doing a Gronk.
He's doing his own Gronk, and he's also like with Taylor Swift, so it's like he's got this other reputation, and everyone loves him and everything. Like this is an anti-Taylor Swift Swifties.
Yeah,
I don't want your
Taylor Swift.
No, I love
Josh
Taylor
Potter
Swift.
hates Taylor Swift.
Never. That's just Hormoz's pranks. You don't understand. I would never say a terrible thing about Taylor Swift ever in my life. Travis Kelce, though, I'm sorry, can't come aboard with it. I wish you would be dating Greg Kittle or someone better.
He used to have like
Dalton Kincaid,
like a hip hop voice. He sounded like he kind of did like a white guy doing a black voice, and then he started dating Taylor Swift, and he became like just a regular white guy. And it's like, I don't like my white guys code switching,
and
that's only for black people.
Exactly. Now he's like, well, hello, Mr. Swift. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for letting me court your daughter.
Yeah.
And before he was like, shit, y'all,
Here we go.
shit. Let's see it. Is this going to be with music, though?
I think so.
We can mute it, right?
Well, we want to hear his voice, right? Oh, it's just a picture of him? Yeah, no, I mean, I knew he dressed like a douchebag. He still does. I mean, it's not like he's changed that. No. But if you want a reason to dislike Travis Kelce, well, I found another one for you, and I can't wait to tell you about
Probably
it.
a great guy,
He
though.
should be arrested for this. Maybe I'm the only person who thinks so. But Travis Kelce was at the American Century Championship in Lake Tahoe playing golf with the likes of Alex Rodriguez. Josh Allen was there, my sweet baby boy. He didn't do this. Blake Griffin and a bunch of other people. And so whilst there, evidently, he was drilling people with golf balls.
On purpose?
Let's see.
Probably.
Let's find out. Probably. Knowing this guy.
What a piece of shit.
It's not a video of the actual event, but this is him walking up and like kissing the fan.
Right. So he already hit someone, and he thinks he can just come up with his juicy Taylor Swift lips and kiss them. It was a little girl at that too. Now I think he's a pedophile. I'm just kidding. That's alleged. Was it a child that he hit with the golf ball?
It was a woman he apparently hit with the ball, but he kisses this like beefy dude's arm.
Yeah, why did he kiss that dude?
Huh. Let's watch it again. I thought he kissed the little girl on the head. I was like, what the fuck? What are you, Joe Biden?
Wearing blue.
I see. The arm.
Yeah, he kissed his arm. And then that dude in the other thing said, it's like I just had sex with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, basically, he's like, I'm never washing this arm again. That mouth was on Taylor Swift's pussy, and now it's on my shirt. Wouldn't it be wild if somebody did get off on something like that? So peripheral. There's no video of him shooting the golf ball. I thought there was.
I'm trying to find it. It wasn't in the article.
Well, I think he should be placed under arrest.
I don't think he's gonna have a good season. I think they're gonna save him even more for just the playoffs, and then those piece of shit Chiefs are gonna.
Is this just him being good at golf? I don't want to see that. There's his brother.
His brother's pretty cool.
I guess, but there's something
Doesn't
about
play
him
for the
too.
Chiefs.
There's something about him that I'm questioning. I feel like he's cool too, but I don't know. I did feel dirty after shaking Travis Kelce's hand at the Comedy Store. I did feel dirty about it.
Really?
I don't think we're going to be able to find the video. Taylor had the video scrubbed from the internet.
Would you want him to join the Bills?
No.
No?
I don't like when the people I root against become a part of. I don't, because then I don't trust them. There's something about it. People always said that, like, what if Tom Brady comes to the Bills? They say that about Bill Belichick. What if Bill Belichick were to come to the Bills next season if Sean McDermott were to be fired? And I just don't want to have to face that, frankly. I don't want to have to deal with that in my life. I would eventually come around, but it would be tough.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It's like you just want to hate some people.
Exactly. I just don't want to have to change my mind. I already kind of like Bill Belichick for having this 24-year-old girlfriend and, just being an all-around scallywag. I kind of go all right, tip of the cap.
Yeah.
Tip of the cap.
See, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a 24-year-old girlfriend as long as you didn't meet her when she was like 16, 17.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yes, that is
She's
true.
24.
No, they met at 24 on a plane.
Apparently they say
He helped her
25
with her homework.
is when your brain is fully developed. So 24 is like probably when you want to get them. You know?
I think the people that I say, my position on it is that I'm a feminist and she has the ultimate. You're taking away her autonomy as an adult woman.
Yeah, it's like, is she not an adult?
Exactly.
Yeah, is she not an adult?
Do you ever notice sometimes that you are subscribed to something twice? I've had that happen so many times. I'm feeling embarrassment just telling you how many times I've had that happen to me. Maybe you're not even as big of a clod as I am. Maybe you just subscribe to an app that you never used again. Well, Rocket Money is going to help you out with that. You'll never have to deal with that again when it comes to Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and it helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and it's saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a month when using the app's features and using all of them at that. With Rocket Money, there's a clear view of my expenses. I can see what I'm subscribed for, and sometimes I'm like, that's around there twice. All you got to do is hit a button, boom, cancel it, unsubscribe. It just takes a few taps, that's all. I've saved hundreds of dollars. I've even gone back to the well because sometimes I'm not smart enough to learn from my mistakes, and these things accumulate. You'd be surprised. So keep checking Rocket Money even if you already have. And the dashboard on it, by the way, it even shows this month's spending, so I can see where I'm at every month with Rocket Money, and I can see where I got a little out of pocket at some point, and I can compare it even to last month's. So if you're looking to take control in your finances, Rocket Money is how it's done. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel those unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Potter. That's rocketmoney.com/Potter. rocketmoney.com/Potter. Well, speaking of the NFL, we have something in this. Oftentimes we talk about semen terrorism on this show.
The terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
What? This is Bush
What's
stuff?
that? No, this is about semen terrorism, but it doesn't involve the fluid of semen. It's a new thing that we've just stumbled across. Urination terrorism.
What?
Yes, and it involves a former NFL player, and he was arrested Saturday night for causing an alleged disturbance that included urinating on fellow passengers during a Delta flight bound for Dublin, Ireland. That is a long flight to have such a disturbance. There he is. I believe his name is Gazdar Shirtless, and he was arrested after the flight was rerouted back to Logan Airport in Boston, where I will be on Saturday, the 24th. Please come on out to Laugh Boston, where Logan Airport is located. He was handcuffed for disturbing a flight crew and for disorderly conduct. Delta Flight 154 from Boston to Dublin on August 17th returned to Boston Logan due to an unruly customer and was met by law enforcement. A spokesperson for Delta told the outlet, Delta has a zero tolerance for unlawful behavior and will cooperate with the law enforcement. To that end, we apologize to customers for the delay in their travel. Shirtless allegedly urinated on another passenger, a source told Boston 25 News. And the first-round pick of the 2008 NFL Draft will be arraigned on Monday in East Boston District Court. Passengers impacted by the incident were booked onto a new flight that departed for Dublin on Sunday night and will arrive Monday. I wish it told us more about his urination thing here, but it does talk about his career. I love how that always is at the end of someone committing a crime. Javon Belcher murdered his
I've been there.
his baby mama and then like went to practice and shot himself in the head, and no one went into details about anything about that. They just talked about how they're like, and Javon Belcher had 45 tackles last season. It's a wild thing. So I wish we knew more about this disturbance. I have no idea what could have happened. It's interesting to me
Such a childish thing to do, to pee on someone.
Well, it's just wild to me that they can print something so salacious and not have much detail to follow it up and give us more evidence behind it. Because what if
all the info's in the headline?
Well, what if poor Mr. Shirtless here didn't quite what if they're taking it out of context?
Apparently, there's an ESPN article that says, according to the police report, he appeared drunk when he boarded the plane, allegedly argued with a flight crew about his seat, and an hour into the flight, urinated on an elderly passenger.
I wonder, did he take it out and go, I'm gonna piss on this old man, or was he so drunk where he just was like standing there and then he just pissed himself and it got on the old man? Do you know what I mean?
It said he then hit another passenger into the passenger's seat before passing out, which is great.
Oh my God.
Goster, come on. Dog.
What a fucking flight that must have been. He's pissing on an old man. He goes, oh, look at this old man. He takes a piss on him. And then he goes, I want to sit in this seat. Doosh, throws the guy out and then passes out in the seat. What
an interesting
wild.
man.
How to get that drunk and then act that way on
He's
a plane.
a lineman?
He was. I could tell you all about his career because it has more about that in this article than it does.
Like
yes, he played a tackle.
He's a tackle.
And he spent 9 seasons in the NFL after being taken 17th overall by the Lions in
Why was he going to
08.
Dublin?
His career, I don't know. Is his name Gozdar Shirtless? Is that Irish?
I think so. Yeah, it sounds Irish. Gozdar, dude.
Can you
know that that's like a family name, and he's like really fucking making it the Gozdar.
Oh, Gozdar Shirtless. What if he talked like that too? No wonder he's a drunk. He's from Ireland or something. I don't know. I mean, can we see what his Wikipedia says about him?
The name is from Haiti, apparently.
Oh well.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Well, all right. What's his Wikipedia say where he's from?
Probably Haiti.
Yeah, born in Haiti.
Damn.
Well, we've got him on the phone here, thanks to Haiti&T.
He says on his Instagram that he lists him as the CEO of the Bastion Companies, along with the founder of Gozdar Shirtless Foundation. That's probably a charity, but do Google Bastion Companies. I would love to see what that is. And what kind of industry that is there for Mr. Shirtless. Maybe that means he has to go to Ireland for his work, for his business.
Also, if you're like a rich Haitian athlete, you probably have to have some money that you're giving back to Haiti.
It looks like it's a real estate.
No. Page not found.
Yeah, their website is down, but it looks like it's a real estate investment firm, so maybe they're using like Ireland as a tax shelter.
You know, I wonder if it's down because old Shirtless has been arrested for battery and urinating and causing a disturbance on a flight. Let's see what he's charged with.
Allegedly.
It doesn't say what he was. It did say disorderly conduct and yada yada. Okay. Well, that's an interesting story that we're going to have to follow up with because, boy, I'd like to learn more about the old Gozdar Shirtless incident. That's for sure. Next up, we have a fun video that involves an announcer that we were talking about that I wonder what will happen here. I mean, I can't believe this person says this. Let's listen to it.
My goodness. Oh, Smiley, he wants to kill himself. He hung him a breaking ball, and boy, Noel took advantage of it.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, what a thing to say on a broadcast. I mean, he might get my YouTube channel ripped down by proxy here with this thing. With all the things that people say on there that they get fired for, this guy was like, he wants to kill himself. I mean, that is wild. Yeah. He wants to commit suicide for throwing a curveball and getting a home run. Yeah, he wants to kill himself. Play it again.
My goodness. Oh, Smiley, he wants to kill himself. He hung him a breaking ball.
Smiley, he wants to kill himself.
Noel took advantage of it.
I guess it could have been worse. It could have been like, play my sounds here. Oh, God, Smiley, he wants to put a gun in his mouth and pull the trigger right now. Splatter his brains all over the place. Boy, oh boy, yeah, I could have got.
He wants to murder his wife and kids and then take his own life.
Someone do a wellness check on this man later. He might Chris Benoit his whole family before the night is through after that error, throwing a hanging curveball.
It's so funny.
Oh, boy, if there's ever someone going to go on a shooting rampage, I would be Smiley after throwing that hanging curveball. Someone
if I was
ban
Smiley,
him from purchasing firearms.
I would consider killing myself just to get the announcer.
Oh, my God, yeah, that's a wild thing to say. But let's get to the news now, shall we? Because it is time. Ba-dum, bum, ba-ba-dum. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Oh boy, Ashley McCullum sent this in. Thank you so much. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com is where you can send in all of your Roach reportings. And she sent me this one, and it reads, sex offender hates Jesus. Well, I would hope so. It's always tough to reconcile being a sex offender and liking Jesus. So I think
the Catholic
this lines
Church
up.
did a pretty good job.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I guess that's true. But doesn't that make them the ultimate scum? At least this person, I respect the fact that they kind of all line up with everything. Not only do they hate Jesus, they're a sex offender to boot. You can respect that they're on the right side of the...
Does this guy hate Jesus? It seems like he hates Latter-day Saints. He hates Mormons.
Isn't it the same thing? A convicted sex offender was motivated by his disdain for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints when he vandalized and attempted to burn down the church in Wiggins. According to court records, a federal grand jury indicted Stefan Pete de Rowold. What a luxurious name for a sex offender who hates the Lord, evidently. Roald is accused twice in July of malicious destruction of religious property through the use of fire explosives and other means. Wow. The FBI Special Agent Stephen N. Fortunato said the crimes occurred on the 4th of July and 2 days later on July 7th. Church members discovered the vandalism when they arrived for Sunday services on July 7th. After his arrest, Roald attempted to defend his actions, and the agent said that Roald told him he claimed that he had been reborn to Christ and felt called to action. Oh!
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know shit about shit.
Yeah, he's a Christian.
Hold on a moment.
Against Mormonism.
Oh, so the Latter-day Saints is not...
It's a different kind of Christianity, but it's like... So think about this. Christians say Jesus, right? Latter-day Saints say Jesus, yes, and Brigham Young... John Smith, these Mormon guys.
The Bill Paxton Big Love Show.
Yeah, exactly. Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton. Yes. Okay. So turns out he's one of these scumbags that.
So it seems like
I love Jesus and I'm a sex offender.
He's a sex offender.
Sex offense part.
He's a sex offender who molested children. Right. That's a given. He's been caught for that. He also was born.
Well, we
again.
didn't even. You're spoiling the story here. He said that, and then. Afterwards, the LDS is responsible for trafficking and molesting children. That's what he says about that.
That's what he's saying. So as a convicted child molester, he would know, maybe.
Is he a convict? Is that what he did? He says he's a sex offender.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean children.
2020.
For sex offense, but again, that could just be like regular old R.
No, at the bottom of the article, it says he was convicted in Michigan for sex offense against a minor.
Yeah. Oh. So is this a way for him, like, sort of repenting for his sins?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's like, oh, now that
I'm reformed?
Yeah. That's my guess. It's like if anybody would know, it's the sex offender would know where the sex offenders get their people from.
Exactly. Maybe he is.
He's like Dexter. He's like a sex offender who uses his skills to offend sex offenders.
Do you think the people who believe in Jesus and align with his thoughts that the Latter-day Saints is a demonic bastardization of their religion, do you think they'll side with this former child molester and his terrorist acts?
I don't know.
Some extremes might.
And
then they have to reconcile the fact that he of the guys that once a child molester, always kind of a child molester. Maybe you don't act on it.
I think you're part of the minority in America.
I'm saying like maybe
most people are probably pretty forgiving about.
I'm forgiving. I'm saying, but in their brain, they're just because they're not acting on impulses anymore doesn't mean they still.
I totally agree.
Plagued with the.
I say once a child molester, fucking castrate them and fucking fix the problem right there.
So it would be a sticky wicket for some Christians, I'd imagine, who are like, rah, rah, you're right, but also you're...
Yeah. It's got to be like, kind of like Trump. They're like, you've cheated on all the wives you've had and stuff, but you're going to overturn abortion.
Yeah. Let's weigh our options. Yes. Yeah. It isn't always black and white. Well, let's get to a more uplifting story. This is about a dog. T-Bone sent this in. The dog's name is Taco. Oh. They are a collie. And apparently a Japanese man who he's living his life as a human collie. And he was spotted frolicking with fellow canine cosplayers in a husky suit.
This is a fake person. This is a person.
That's a person in a dog suit.
Wow, that's crazy.
Crazy indeed. For the uninitiated, Taco the Human Collie first made headlines and became a sensation after dropping $14,000 on his hyper-realistic, custom-made collie suit. I mean, it is... If I'm blind enough, if I saw that, I would think it was a real dog. I'd be like, that collie's huge.
Yeah.
That collie's like a fucking... Looks like a size of a Japanese man. That's crazy. His pet anamorphosis.
Man, what did we do to those people? Yeah. What did we do? What does nuclear fucking radiation do to a people over time?
I wouldn't blame it on him being Japanese. I blame the fact that he is got such a detailed costume on that he's Japanese, but we've got plenty of human collies over here stateside where I would definitely not mistake them for an actual collie.
You're right.
At least this man is, he's aspiring to be Lassie and go for walks on all fours. I mean, I guess he's not trying to.
He does seem like a good boy. He does seem like he's being a good boy.
It's crazy. Now Toko, has fulfilled his dream of meeting other pooches by hanging out with a fellow traveler who likes to get gussied up as a husky. So he's found love, evidently. Let's see. Look at there's a video of these two frolicking together. It would be wonderful if he's just humping. The dogs are just humping like dogs would do in a yard. Imagine how much easier it would be to meet somebody like this, because automatically, first thing dogs do, they sniff each other's asses. Mm-hmm. So you get to go right in there. That's like saying hello in the dog world. So he's got his face right up in there probably the first time they meet. Do they have a video of him and the husky?
I'm trying to find one. This one said it did.
Man, people.
It said he introduced in a recently new video in the article. You send me the link here. Hyperlink.
This is crazy.
In the videos posted to the human dogs, over 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's more than we have here at the old. Do I have to dress up in that? Do I have to be an anamorphic roach for you folks to give a shit? Please let me know, and I will try my best. The last quarter, they can be seen mixing it up with each other, shaking each other's paws, rolling over, playing tug of war with a chew toy. Show me these fucking videos. I want to see if they hump each other. Why isn't that on there? Maybe
How
it didn't
is that
make
comfortable though? They're just constantly on their hands, and it's like you're like a disabled dog who can't move very well.
I wonder how long they stay in the costume. What if the dog's just talking?
That Chihuahua's a person?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. At this point, I couldn't tell you. They're like, it's starting to be like the trans ladies now. I go, hey, you got me. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They're really making them.
That's
good
the thing.
these
It's like what really got fucked up is tall, like fucking real women.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So.
If you're like a 6
no, I never go the
I never
go the opposite. I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt too much to the point where you know what I'm saying?
But that's you, dog. Most people nowadays, it's like if a guy sees a chick who's 6 foot something, it's like, all right, that's a hot man.
Well, this is what the future holds for this whole thing here. I'm going to be duped by one of these things is going to run up to me, and I'm going to bring it into my home, and it's going to be a Japanese man living in my home with me the whole time, because I'm going to think it's a stray dog. Isn't there a horror movie where it's like somebody does pup play, and the guy just is like, my roommate acts like a dog, just act like he's real. Then the dog just like watches them have sex, and it's like a murder thing. I forget what it was called.
Definitely not seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but I was curious. I saw a trailer. I can't remember what it is. People are yelling at their screens right now, like, yes, it's this fucking movie. Pup play horror. Yes. What does that say? There's like a pup play horror movie.
Good Boy?
Good Boy.
That's so creepy.
Can we watch the trailer for it without getting it's a promotion. Would they care? Take it out if they care.
Kom da, Frank. Er middag?
Kom og fortell. Var det en bra date?
Han er kjekk. Litt genert, men på en sånn charmerende måte.
Hva er det du gjør?
Jeg teller antall kalorier jeg har drukket.
Så du er en kontrollfrik?
Nei. Kunne du tenkt å bli med hjem?
Bor du her alene?
jag har hund.
What language is this?
Norwegian. I was just looking it up. It's originally from Norway.
Du sa du hadde en hund. Ikke et fuckings menneske i en hundedrakt.
Det er veldig viktig at du behandler han som en hund. Ikke som et menneske. Ok?
That's creepy as fuck.
Why would you date? Talk about getting the ick. Can you pause it? You're like, it's very important. Why are you staying with this guy? He's that handsome.
That's
and
why
that
they cast
rich.
a really handsome
You don't
guy.
get the ick. That's the thing. You can be so handsome that you can have a human dog in your home, and the girl's like, I guess I have to treat it like a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still get laid. I swear to God, that's what makes me so mad when I see Glenn Powell. I'm like, the things I could do if I looked like Glenn Powell. And I
he
can't
kind of
do
has
anything.
like his eyes too close together too.
I'm trying so hard over here. And it's, so now this lady, I don't care how hot or rich it's like, I'd be gone out the door. But then again, I would be like simping. Play the rest of the trailer. I want to see how creepy it gets. Go back a little bit.
Prøver å bli vant til det, men kanskje ikke så flink med folk generelt. Frank er en fyr som har gått gjennom mye. Han har ikke hatt noen til å være der for han. Utenom meg.
Twisted and unsettling. A hilarious review.
Frank var den eneste som likte meg for den jeg var.
Girl, he's so hot and rich, but he has a human dog. So I'm trying to figure out, like, can I, like, just deal with a human dog?
So
fucking wild she went back. That's insane. Crazy. Anywho, back to these two dogs. Dogs and humans have different bone structures. And, no, you don't say. I mean, and the way they bend their legs and arms, it's very difficult to make the movements look like this. So this is according to Taco. He's doing interviews about his costume. I didn't know Taco can talk. Apparently he can speak also.
Good boy. Speak. Like,
How many
yes, what do you want
Instagram
me to say?
followers does he have?
60K.
60K? All this for 60,000 Instagram followers? That's wild. Well, I'm exponentially unsettled after all of that viewing. That trailer, I mean, I want to watch that movie, but also I'm actually frightened of that scenario. Like, you know how, like, when you grow up and you think, like, oh, horror movies don't really scare me anymore. Maybe I'm desensitized or something. I don't know if I'm going, like, sliding back, but a movie like that freaks me out.
Yeah, that's super creepy. And I feel like he's the bad guy. The boyfriend's gonna end up being the bad guy in that movie.
Oh, sure,
right?
sure.
And the guy in the
he's like a prisoner in the dog suit.
He's a prisoner in the dog suit.
or
He'll
something.
probably save the day.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know?
And the dogs, that's true. You just kind of like spoiled it for me, but
I haven't seen it.
I'm just kidding. I know. But now that I think that, before I was like, no, the dog is creepy.
The dog
like,
is
bites it.
creepy.
Yeah.
But that's where they play with you. Is like they make you afraid of the victim.
Hear that, ladies? It's always the handsome ones who got human dogs in their house that are really actually scumbags. Go figure. Well, this next story, speaking of scumbags, sent in by Jefferson Nally. Thanks to the OGs, T-Bone, Jefferson Nally, even Ashley coming through today with all kinds of stuff. But this story involves murder. A man was charged with murder in Cook County after allegedly killing a pregnant woman and dumping her body in the north suburbs, court documents say. The way that they caught him, though, is the way that is wild.
Where is this again?
So court documents allege that Juan Vega Montoya bought beer after the murder and after he hid Megan Lewis's body in his car for 2 days. Prosecutors believe he strangled her to death during an argument in his car. He's accused of buying beer directly after the murder. I guess you got to go pop a couple after that. Boy, oh boy,
Take the edge off.
I'm so sweaty and tired after murdering my wife. I got to go have a cold one. Sounds like a Coors ad. Back in his home, Vega Montoya allegedly put her body into the back of his sedan and placed a T-shirt over the driver's window to conceal it. Not a lot of effort. He didn't do much more effort than Reese Maguire did when he was trying to jerk off in the parking lot. Crazy. He later told police the next evening that he drove north for about an hour until the expressway turned into a roadway. The body of Lewis was found in garbage bags on the side of the road or side of the Hunt Club Road in Old Mill Creek. These places sound pristine.
Man, he really thought he could just dump her body on the side of the road and nobody would find it.
God, if you're going to go to the trouble of murdering someone, you would think that you would at least do your due diligence in trying to hide the body
Is
or
this
conceal
Florida?
it in the back of your car.
Chicago. Detectives
later learned that he allegedly texted his supervisor the day after the murder that he overslept and was running late. That's probably because he was hungover from buying the beer there. Yeah, I tied a couple on. Maybe that was part of his ruse. He's like, well, I'm going to be late for work and say that I overslept, so I might as well have a few beers and get a real hangover. He was initially charged in the Lake County with concealment of a homicidal death. At the time, suburban police said additional charges were expected in Old Cook County. Well, now we've got a couple of people. I want to just breeze through these stories here because they're all kind of related. They all involve shirtless men. I can't believe how many shirtless men stories came in. First up, we have a man arrested for jogging without a shirt. Now take a look at this news story and tell me why that could have been. Can you imagine being large enough, and maybe I will grow to this point at some point here, getting fatter as I am. Maybe I'll have tits big enough where people arrest me for indecent exposure. Let's see this guy's giant tits.
Baltimore City Police have charged a man. 31-year-old Dwayne Townsend is charged with indecent exposure and disorderly conduct on several occasions dating back to November of 2018.
And you see, that's what the problem is. Now, it's a beautiful day. I want to come outside with my shirt off, and I was just jogging, trying to get my body back in shape. And all of a sudden, I get hit stick like I'm on Madden, just boom, out of nowhere by a cop.
Wow.
And, it scared the hell out of me. I was so scared, y'all, I didn't on myself. And I'm talking about I was wet. I was wetter than a well in a bubble bath drinking a bottle of water. Okay? And to myself, I said, indecent exposure? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. What you want me to do? I'm a man. You want me to put on a bra? Man, that bra strap will snap like a bungee cord. Just go. And, I just came out of court, and they just gave me 2 court dates. One for each titty.
He's so funny, dude.
Now, all of a sudden, I had this sent in by multiple people. I'm wondering, is this fake?
If he's so good, he's so funny that it feels like it's like if this is performance art, that's fucking excellent.
Yeah.
I thought for a second I had a sympathy for this guy. I'm like, oh, okay.
But women should be allowed to have their tits out too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how big do your tits have to be to sanction indecent exposure? That's what I thought this was going to raise a huge issue for me to find what is the line. Now they added the anchors. That's what I'm curious about. But then it's like this is just carefully done or edited. Many people sent this in to me. Jefferson Alley being one, Mikey Schaff, some people I rely upon, and I can understand getting duped by that one because I was at first, as I watched it. But then, you watch it on the big screen. When you watch things on your phone, it doesn't quite... Because here's the thing, a news package would never let that run that long, even if it was funny. There wouldn't be the word titty in it.
Right,
and
unless it was live.
Yeah, so I'm sniffing that one out. But we do have real stories about actual shirtless men. A 49-year-old man was charged with allegedly trying to snatch a baby from its pram, which I do believe is a seat. I'm not sure.
Baby carriage.
Baby carriage in Australia. Oh, okay. It's from his pram. Trying to snatch it from its pram on Adelaide bus and pretending to breastfeed the infant. So the man picked it up, and could you imagine you're got your child you're riding the bus, first of all, so your day's not going great. And you got your kid on the bus. You're like, please don't cry on the bus today. And then all of a sudden some random man just is like snatches your baby up and just puts it to his breast. Wow. A shirtless man to his breast. I wonder if it was
so gross.
Do we have a picture of that man? Is it breast as large as that fake video we just watched? The child's mom raised the alarm with the driver of the 502 service as the bus headed down Bridge Road in Gullview Heights at 8:40 a.m. on Friday in South. Oh, this is Australia, so they're like, yee. The child's mother took the uninjured boy back from the man. The driver quickly made a radio contact with his depot, reporting back claims that the man had allegedly tried to snatch a 1-year-old baby. The ferry vader got onto the bus and he went to grab the lady's baby out of her pram, the driver told the headquarters. She's come up to me and she said, "You've got to get this guy off the bus. He's not good. He tried to grab my baby out of the pram and breastfeed my baby." The suspect, who had allegedly not validated or bought a ticket, was shirtless and wearing blue rubber gloves. How do you let that guy on the bus in the first place?
No, nobody's trying to stop anybody on a public bus, though.
I've never seen a man try to get
You don't
on.
pay them enough to...
I guess that's true. The driver's just like, oh, God, not my first shirtless guy with blue gloves, I'll tell you that. Frank, remember Frank? He used to wear no shirt and blue gloves. He did not initially flee the scene. Instead, he took a seat and sat quietly at the back of the bus. According to the radio message, the driver pulled over the next stop, but the man had taken off by the time police arrived. Police confirmed they were investigating the suspicious behavior. They charged the 49-year-old man in Salisbury East with aggravated assault and disorderly behavior. He was served with a 3-month transit ban.
What does that mean?
Can't ride the transit for 3 months, I guess. The 49-year-old was refused police bail and will appear in Elizabeth Magistrates Court. So majestic, all of it.
Feels like a lax punishment for trying to steal a baby. You just can't ride the bus for a few months?
Yeah, they're like,
was the bus moving at the time?
That will cripple him. That's what they said.
If the bus is moving at the time, then he wasn't trying to steal the baby. He just saw that the baby was hungry.
Well, yeah, it's like maybe
it's the baby.
Maybe the argument, and it doesn't take if I can come up with it, it wouldn't take a public defender to come up with it enough to be like, listen, where was he going to go with it on the bus, the moving bus? You know what I mean? So why don't we look at that? I mean, he just wanted to pretend he was breastfeeding the baby. I mean, he's fucked up. That's what I would say to the judge.
Or he identifies
hey, we got
as
Your Honor,
a mother.
We got a cuckoo guy. We got a cuckoo guy. He's trying to breastfeed it. That's all. Take the bus away from him. I promise he won't be a problem.
3 months without bus, he'll figure it out.
And
put
finally,
him in a fucking in a hospital, dude.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. We got to get more. We need more hospitals.
Fake baby that he can suckle on his nipple all day.
Sentence him to a Cabbage Patch doll. And finally, from Luke Rutz, a shirtless man was on a plane and he was arrested. So not only our third shirtless story, but our second plane disorderly story. A 26-year-old man been charged with interference of a flight with attempted damage to an aircraft after a series of wild outbursts on American Airlines. I've never had one. I fly a lot, and I've never had anyone have an outburst where they try to do this, but this would make me get up and actually fight a person. That's what the thing that would, like, you know how you have fight or flight? The only time flight would not be my reaction is in a capsule 30,000 miles into the sky or whatever, or feet or whatever the hell it is.
30,000 miles.
Yeah, I don't know. However, I mean, it might as well be. And if I saw a guy go for the door, I am bashing that guy in the fucking head. I don't care how small I am versus how big I am. It's almost the most righteous you are bashing someone in the head.
Yeah.
Is if they go for that door on a fucking flight in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And dude, who gets shirtless on an airplane?
That is extra level. I mean, you see
crazy.
about people taking their shoes off, and that's the same level to me. Shirtless, you might as well be shirtless.
Shoes I might take off if I'm on a 14-hour airplane flight.
Wear more comfortable shoes, brah.
But
wear slides.
Nah, dude, 14 hours, that's the whole day. You're just living in shoes. But a shirt?
Yeah, you're in a capsule of strangers.
A shirt? That's crazy. Even Bert leaves his shirt on for the flights.
Yes, Bert wears his shirt on an airplane at the very and if he does it, you can do it too.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Oh my lord. So why did this guy have his shirt off? How long was it off? Let's see here. According to federal grand jury indictment, blah blah blah.
Sounds like an Italian guy.
Oh, sure. His District of Utah, Gapco, this man named Gapco. Okay, that's his name. He assaulted and intimidated flight attendants and aircraft crew members and attempted to open the exterior cabin doors multiple times before being restrained by crew and passengers. He was accused of propositioning the flight attendant for sex, vaping on the plane, and bothering other passengers. Wow, I didn't know you could get away with all that before you go for the door shirtless. That's what they get you for, you know? But he was already like, why don't we do it in the bathroom where I'm vaping? Hey, do you want to join the Mile High Club while I'm vaping in here? Let's see if we get a glimpse of this flight attendant he was hitting on.
You miss every shot you don't shoot, though.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, she was like, I get 17,000 guys asking me to do that all day long. Or was it that lady? Booyah. Prior to being restrained, Gapco locked himself in the plane lavatory, according to the indictment. Yeah, he probably was like, I'll come out if she blows me. He was arrested by law enforcement at Salt Lake City International Airport. My least favorite airport in the country. The 26-year-old, yes, it's massive. You have to walk miles in it. A 26-year-old made his initial appearance in court on Thursday at the United States District Courthouse in downtown Salt Lake City. So this man is an offender. I can't back him up the way I could Reese Maguire, even though they're kind of the same age during their arrests. And as you said, the brain forms at 25. This guy, 1 year past that, his brain is formed and it is fucked. The arrest is the latest bizarre incident in the sky, a good number of which occurred on American Airlines flights. That's why American Airlines, poo-poo. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. They're just recapping other ones now. But that is wild to be shirtless. I wonder how he must have ran out of that lavatory after vaping in the sky to a psychotic point and accosted the lady and then ran for the doors multiple times. How come they wouldn't restrain him? Don't they have to restrain you if you go for the door?
Who restrains him though?
The people, the crew, the flight crew. If you're the pilot, you gotta go back and do it.
Like, and it's like a big.
The pilot's got to come back and do it. Even what if the pilot's a chick too, though? You know.
Yeah, I mean, they used to after 9/11 have like people on flights, right?
I always thought there was like a marshal.
That was a thing.
I imagined for at least like I think in cross country flights.
Yeah,
dude, I literally I had a flight back from Europe, and the guy behind me started like tweaking out on this flight and like saying some crazy shit about like. He was like an older like Mexican dude, and he was like seated next to a young black lady, and he was like upset about it, and then just started like wiling out on the flight. He was like, "I'm gonna fry her. I'm gonna kill people." So he like told the flight attendants, and we're like, "Hey, is there like a flight marshal or something?" Like, we're not allowed to tell you, which I always thought there had to be, but
it's a plain clothes it's a plain clothes person, but that's wild. I gotta take my headphones off more on these planes because I don't hear any. I'm on there. I gotta like I take a Benadryl. I'm in my little hole. I have no idea if a baby's crying, if a guy's having a meltdown. I hear about it from people all the time. There's a guy on my plane. There's a guy. I guess because it gets from A to B, I never think twice about it. But I never hear any conversation that anybody has. If I do, I'm the opposite of these people that are like, I'm raw dogging my flight. Like, grow up and get a fucking Bluetooth headset or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
noise canceling. Bluetooth
what's the opposite of raw dogging? I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm drugging myself no matter how short it is because I want to like fall asleep before it takes off and land only when I feel the wheels hit the ground. Yeah, and I have a podcast going the whole time to drown out whatever nonsense is going on in that fucking
and just sleeping through the podcast.
Can't tell you the last time I ordered a drink from the drink cart because I am not around when that's going on.
Same.
So that's the lesson I have for you folks. Stop raw dogging these flights and you won't even notice. I put a bet on this one. I'm in the corner. I'm in like
Dramamine is my drug of choice.
I'm in 7F and I'm just like, if it's happening behind me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh, well, Hormoz, tell everyone about the weekend coming up here.
I'm going to be at the House of Comedy in Vancouver, British Columbia, August 22nd to the 25th. 6 shows. It's going to be fun. First time headlining in Canada. Please come out.
Awesome. Where can they buy tickets? On the website?
Yeah, the House of Comedy website. Follow me on Instagram at NotHormones, and I've got a link to my tickets there.
Awesome. Thank you for coming. And of course, you can see me on the road this weekend, Boston, Massachusetts. I will be there for 2 shows, one night only. Laugh Boston. Come on out. It's the 24th of August. That's the specific night, Saturday night. I hope I see you there. And then beyond that, we're going to be in Portland, Maine on September 6th, Long Island, New York, September 7th. And then here in California, too. I forgot that one last time. Brea, California, September 12th. Right down there. So pleased to be buying those tickets, thejoshpotter.com. We've got, after this one, 2 more episodes here, and then boom, we're at the Comedy Store. Can't wait to be there. Can't wait for the big first episode there. So I hope I see you then. Subscribe in the meantime. Tell your friends, and we'll see you next week here on The Josh Potter Show. Goodbye.
Coming to 11 direct with the Roach. We shotgun the beers, ain't got time for a toast. It's the only place to get my sports like for real, son. He taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit him. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy, your wards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you know I cannot abide.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the Roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side, or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard of. Pleased to be listening, hit that like and subscribe. So many Bills hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a Roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids if that's my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since a Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.